The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the hosts are for entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect those of RJV Media Lab, Inc., its affiliates, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Them boys, they cutting up.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
Welcome to another great episode of Kuttin Up with your boy. I'm D. Y'all know who that is. Who I got with me today?
Elroy Jason ready for blast off.
And then we got in the back that boy C Murder on the ones and twos.
Ducked off in the back.
How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm doing well.
Man. How's everything going, man?
Man, lovely.
Okay. How far are we progressing on the new edition?
Oh, we good.
Everything good?
Yeah, everything well.
Okay, that's what's up, my brother.
Appreciate your ass.
Man, no doubt about it, my brother. Well, guess we'll get right on into this thing, man. Had a little bit of concerning news out of Boulder, Colorado. We have the Colorado Buffalo head coach Deion Sanders announced that he was diagnosed with bladder cancer this spring and that he is now cancer-free after having his bladder removed. Sanders, 57, say he lost at one point in time 25 pounds dealing with cancer and complications from numerous surgeries. He said he's undergone 14 surgeries since 2021. So big prayers and everything out of Boulder, man, all the way back out there to your coach Prime, all to the family and everything like that.
Good to see him on IG and on TV, saying that pretty much at the end of the day, thank the good Lord for allowing him to make it this far. And at the end of the day, that he's not giving up the fight of what he's, inspired to do, and that's being a great head coach. So, I want to say that I want to say big ups to him on how he was explaining the depths of what all he has gone through, because technically that is something most people of his stature try to keep, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they keep a lot of that close to the vest, man. He's, and Coach Prime definitely been an open book.
Wearing it like a testimony.
No doubt.
So, way to go.
So, yeah, man, no doubt we're getting big ups to that. So I guess we'll go over a quick little free agency frenzy over the National Basketball Association. Since we last spoken, we've had a couple of signings. We'll start with some of the, less significant signing. Of course, Dame Lillard ended up back with the Portland Trail Blazers.
I think that was retarded.
Yeah. That definitely showed me one thing. He's not ring chasing, and he's looking to be with his family, and I definitely understand that. You know what I mean? I'm not tripping on that, but why go to Milwaukee at all? Then what I'm saying. That's my only thing. What was the reason to go to Milwaukee? Period.
It didn't make any sense.
If you weren't looking for a ring, because this, now you're getting paid. No doubt about it, you know what I mean? Because you'll get a little, I think he'll receive $70 million in 2025-26 and $141 million over the next 2 seasons. This man gonna make $70 million on the season. He out for ACL. Put that in perspective. So we always know he ain't ring chasing, so that makes no sense. Then we'll go to the next signing was Marcus Smart to the Los Angeles Lakers. How do you feel about that, man?
In all honesty, that's a great pickup for the Lakers because it's giving you that perimeter defensive player that you can pretty much say, all right, I got somebody for you, like a Steph Curry. You can put Marcus Smart on him. Marcus Smart is a type of defensive player where he's going to help when it comes to hiding Luka and his defensive flaws. So, either way it goes, add depth. It's giving you that attitude where, you're going to need in the playoffs where, that more gritty, savage, scrappy mentality of we are going to do a little bit more than just play offense, run up and down and shoot. We do have players to balance it out and play defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, former defensive player of the year. You know what I mean? Former Celtic. But I think it's a great addition, man. You know what I mean? We just wonder what you're gonna do with Reeves. I guess that's what that.
Well, technically, I see
what you gonna do with him in the
I see Reeves actually. Then it's just me
in the rough times.
I think Reeves is better coming off the bench. I think he got enough balls on the floor.
But can you convince him that?
I mean, at this point, I really don't think he cares considering he just got his money.
But with that being said, you think they're gonna put him on the bench all that money? It's gonna be hard to see though.
Well, it depends.
You know what I mean?
It depends on the lineup too, because it depends on who we're playing. I can see him starting some games, and I can see Marcus Smart starting some games. But don't get it twisted. Just because Marcus Smart might actually start doesn't mean that they aren't going to be on the floor a lot, and Reeves' numbers are going to get cut. Not numbers, but minutes. You know what I'm saying? So, it still can work out either or.
Either way.
Yeah, either way. So, it's nothing to really actually, get all in the uproar about. It's just all about getting this ring. You know what I'm saying? So
well, you'll see. I think it's definitely gonna be a good, good addition to see what he can get y'all defensively, and what else. Anything offensively is an extra. Especially
if you have other people that come to play, like my old boy that we got from Tennessee.
We still y'all gotta trade him. I don't know if you looked at that. I don't know if I didn't even put that in here. Y'all actually gonna have to trade him and somebody else. Dalton Connect, trade him and somebody else to be able to sign Marcus Smart. Yeah, I'm about to go. I didn't even put that in here, but yeah, it was an actual article about that. When they made the signing, they were under the apron. I think a certain level of it.
Do you think there's any truth, since we're talking about basketball and we're on the Lakers? Do you think there's any truth to what they're insinuating about the rumors of Dallas and the Lakers actually already agreeing to a trade?
No, they got no truth. That don't make no sense. No. That don't make no sense at all. No, that's just a bunch of. For me, I thought it would, but it wouldn't make sense. At this point, it wouldn't make a bit of sense. Period. Because what you gonna give away?
Well, they already said they got a couple of players that they were talking about giving away for.
But they got to be worth $52 million with him signing that big number. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But if you give up a couple of players in a draft pick, and you with it if you all in for a ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an unstoppable team if you are able to keep old boy from Duke along with Kyrie, LeBron, and AD.
Yeah, they good right there. They good. I'll say they good.
You know what I mean?
With just getting Kyrie back, because Kyrie hurt. So,
but either way it go, it was just a question.
No doubt. Now these next three are kind of all go together. So you do have. This was funny. Bradley Beal signs with the Clippers, 2-year, $11 million. Mm-hmm. Chris Paul signs 1 year with the Clippers, $3.6 million. Mm-hmm. Officially puts the Clippers for the 2025-26 season as the oldest team in NBA history.
That's what I'm finna say. It's
averaging 33.2 years of age.
They are the retirement home.
They are the AARP of basketball.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, you just name two players that they went and got and paid a decent amount of money for, and it ain't promised they're gonna play half the season.
And James Harden took a pay cut for it.
Right.
Yeah. So I know.
James Harden, he wants a ring. I can see him wanting to compete and contend for a ring. I don't see him playing too much more.
Who?
James Harden.
Yeah, after this contract, I say about 2 or 3 more years he out of here. Yeah.
Well, I say after this contract is over.
Yeah, I think it's 3 years, maybe 3 years left.
Yeah.
So I say 2 or 3 years left. Depending on, and with these, once you get up in age, that depends on how your injury history go. You know what I mean?
Because to me right now, and look, man, I ain't knocking it, but I feel that he can give you more coming off the bench like he was in OKC now.
Who, James Harden?
Yeah,
I think he's just
actually playing a long period of time You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see him being the sixth man of the year for the next 4-5 years if he came off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest, I think that would actually give his career more life.
And I think I totally get what you're saying, but I think him deconstructing his game and kind of coming in as a different Harden, because you know, hey, James Harden 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, 40 ball, 50 ball, back to back to back to back to back. You know what I mean? MVP years, you know.
Yeah, but still though.
But now you see him doing a lot of assists now. So you'll see him with now, instead of having, 40, 50 points, you might see him with 14, 15 assists. So I think him being able to create space and still able to still get his shot, you know what I mean, still gets in a position to where he can actually create more and still be a great playmaker. So I think that part is what him, kind of changed his game a little bit, kind of like Russell Westbrook did, because truth be told, Russell Westbrook was a scorer when he came out. He just kind of got worse. You know what I'm saying? I just think he just didn't work on this shit, and he just let his shit go bad. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But, we'll see. Did you see what Shaq said? Just keeping it on NBA to RG3.
Yes. And Shaq was totally right. Big ups to Shaq. To be honest, I think that's the biggest part.
I'm sick of RG3, dog.
It ain't even just RG3, though. I'm sick of a lot of the media people that have a voice and they're trying to make a name for themselves. Everybody can't talk like Stephen A.
Everybody want clickbait.
Let's just get this understood. Stephen A is a one-of-a-kind. Well, Stephen A. Smith, I'm sorry, is a one-of-a-kind. Like, everybody can't talk like him, man. And like, it's certain people that make it to that level, and they make it that far because they're willing to say what people really try to avoid. But it's like they beating a dead horse, and they continue and continue and continue. Like, if you're doing your job, that's my point.
You know what I'm saying?
You just stop, G.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the monkey picture and all that shit, that was just too far. You know what I'm saying? How you laugh at it in your house or whatever, but certain shit you just gotta be like, all right.
To be honest, that's what today's society has become, though.
Yeah, clickbait gangsters.
It's like, everybody's doing it. Even our president. Everybody is coming back and forth like, I got to have the last word. I got to post everything on social media. So that's just what it is now. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised whatsoever.
Oh, so you know how that is. So,
yeah.
Let's keep it,
keep it going.
Like I said, just keep it. Yeah. Keep it sport and keep personal out of it.
Professional.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, keep it professional.
And just kind of keep it like when you keep it like that, it'll be a little bit more easier. You don't have to worry about all that shit.
I know this might be a little bit off, but it's still talking about what we were saying about keeping it professional. You know what I'm saying? You asked me earlier about what's going on in wrestling. Of course, Hulk Hogan just passed a couple of days ago, and it's going on. Actually, documentaries. So, certain Instagram, Facebook, whatever, if you follow it, it's known that it was a lot of wrestlers that didn't like Hulk Hogan.
Well, a lot of people don't like Hulk Hogan.
A lot of people that didn't like Hulk Hogan.
A lot of black folks, too.
The thing about it is this, regardless of how he was, it's a lot of wrestlers that beefed with him on and off the camera. But when he died, they kept it classy and was like, look, this ain't the time to do that.
Yeah,
you got to lie on him or about him. But you ain't got to, I don't
have to talk about him at his worst time. You know what I'm saying? I feel that, you know what I'm saying? We all know what was, alleged and what was actually said and, what he actually did. We all know that.
And I go back to beating that damn dead horse. The horse is dead, bro. Why is you still beating the motherfucker? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you on that one, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's what RG3 was doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does that in a lot. But and what the bad
He's
part about it.
He's not the only one either. It's a lot of them.
But my thing is he does a lot when it comes to Angel Reese. Now, we already know Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark going to be tied to each other from the championship game, draft class, all that. That's going to just always through. But the negative twist in which he tried to make everything and try to be, so disrespectful toward the lady is just, outrageous. So, big up to Shaq. And, I hope you don't say anything else because I promise you I think Shaq can slap shit out your ass for real. So I think you might let that dog alone a while.
Definitely.
So, switching over to the NFL. Okay, so today.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I did another hand gesture.
So
I get
today,
so excited sometimes.
They dropped the 99 club overall players for Madden, and that list led with Saquon Barkley, Myles Garrett, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Lane Johnson. Anybody on the list shouldn't be there, and anybody else that should have been, or vice versa. I know what mine is.
I think it's a couple of them that I think should have been on that list. That aren't. Like, I think that list in itself is short. I think that every team in the NFL should at least have 1 to 2 players.
No,
man, that's just what it is, man.
Ain't nothing. We talking about, when you talking 99s, you talking about the elite of the NFL. Everybody ain't got one of them. If they did, people wouldn't be going 1 to 12.
Everybody got at least one elite player.
Not no 99. Tell me 99 on the Titans.
On the Titans?
Yeah, one.
I can't. I don't know they team like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Fair.
But think about what you're saying. An elite 99, you ain't got to guess that motherfucker. He on top of your head as soon as you see it.
I respect it.
You know what I'm saying? When you say 99, you say Saquon Barkley?
But I'm quite sure that it is somebody that I just don't follow them. I'm quite sure they might have a defensive player.
Tell me 99 on the Cardinals.
Arizona. 99.
See, once you
the wide receiver.
Who? See, you still can't keep telling me his name.
Marvin Harrison's son.
No, he's no fucking 99. Oh, hell no, dude.
He's there 99.
No. It's not about being there 99. It's being the 99. So you got to be that guy. You know what I mean? So the people were like, I don't have a problem with but one person. The only person I really have a problem with, being honest with you, is Josh Allen. I don't see why he's at 99, and I don't see why Patrick Mahomes isn't at 99. We got 2 quarterbacks who have
going on gameplay. Like Patrick Mahomes. Well, okay, is Joe Burrow?
This man took a bat.
You think Joe Burrow supposed to have been a 99?
Hell no, he ain't been to the playoffs. What the fuck?
He ain't been to the playoffs. They just went to the Super Bowl not too long ago.
They went to the Super Bowl 3.
But you said they ain't been to the playoffs like they ain't never been with him.
We talking about consistent. You can't be a 99 guy not there.
You said they ain't been like they ain't
recently.
never been.
Like
okay,
recently.
Well, say that,
you know what I'm saying? So, I'm not going to put you up there. It's going to go by play on the field. But I'm talking about a guy who literally took a box of nails, a Big Mac, a cup, and 3 Twizzlers to the Super Bowl. Yeah, you lost, but what other quarterback is taking that roster to the Super Bowl? Nobody. There's not other quarterback that you're going to put on that team and tell me that you're going to take you with a washed up D-Hop, your other receiver on the bench, your running back was out for the majority of the season, which you had to go get another one off. That's when you end up with Kareem. Had Kareem Hunt. He come back off injury. Travis Kelce wasn't what he was.
I think Derrick Henry is a 99.
Possibly, yeah. I'll give you.
I think that.
Yeah. I would have put you at. I think he'll be out in 98.
I know it's his first year playing, but
he's been 99 before though.
I know it's his first year playing, but going on what he did last year, Malik Neighbors.
Oh no,
Malik Neighbors should have been a 99.
No, man.
Was what you call it a 99?
Who?
I don't think I remember you saying his name. Going on what he did last year, Jaden Daniels.
You'll never put a rookie at 99.
But it don't matter. I understand what you're saying, but
you got to have a track record to get 99. You don't really get. I can't even. I had to do some research on that. I don't remember seeing. Never can tell you. I said we're seeing a rookie that come off the box.
Well, that goes to how unfair and how lopsided they.
You gonna see one? 2 years, guaranteed. So you might see one next year.
Nah, so I believe. Well, he might, but
Who you think I'm gonna?
at the end of the year, like I'm just a firm believer. Unless you're just special, you're gonna have that sophomore slump because now they had that film on you on what you like to do, even the little small things to what side you like to roll to the most. And if you do roll to both sides. If you roll to both sides, I guarantee you it's one side that you're going to throw on the most.
Yeah, it's going to always be right if you right
handed. So it's always going to be a certain nuance that they pick up on. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, I don't know. But I really believe that everybody has at least one person that's on their team that should be a 99 on that video game. It's 32 teams, bro. You only name about 10 players.
It wasn't even 10. I want to say like 8.
Okay, but
so no, I'm not gonna say that.
That's my point exactly.
No, I'm not, because I'm not gonna tell you it's 32 elite players. That means I'm telling you that it's 32, at least 32. Because you got to think about it. You got 2 players on the list. 2 players are on your team by itself. And think about it. Kansas City used to have because you used to have Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes.
But
and that's rare.
I'm still thinking it's a player. It's at least 2 players that they left off that list that could have been 99.
Who?
AJ Brown. I know with our offense, he don't get the ball as much as all these other boys, but if you look at his gameplay, and definitely Jalen Carter.
Nah.
Man, please.
He ain't Aaron Donald. I'm sorry.
He is the next Aaron Donald.
The Knicks. You have to become that. No.
He's now. He's the best D tackle in the game.
Listen, bro. I watched Pitt tape and watched that motherfucker as a junior tackle the running back and the quarterback at the same time.
He ain't playing no more.
So I'm like,
trying to brag on somebody that ain't playing no more.
But you see what I'm saying, though. I'm just saying.
He's still good enough.
Remember you were talking about that special. That's that special shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Enough to be a 99 on that game.
No. Now, let's get to what I've been wanting to speak about since about a week ago. We had a list that was released that had a top 10 quarterbacks now said in the NFL. And that list ran off to be, this was Chris Sims' list that was dropped off of the NFL of top 10 quarterbacks.
Chris Sims. Okay, yeah.
This is the same list that we talked about.
I know, but I'm just saying, Chris Sims, that's just his opinion. That ain't
Lamar
NFL.
Jackson 1, Josh Allen 2, Joe Burrow 3, Patrick Mahomes 4, Jay Daniels 5, Matthew Stafford 6, CJ Stroud 7, Justin Herbert 8, Baker Mayfield 9, Jalen Hurts 10. Now,
who was 1?
Lamar Jackson.
Oh.
Okay. Now, my only problem with the list is the top part. Is we're going to put Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson in front of a quarterback that has more Super Bowl rings than they have Super Bowl appearances out of 3 fucking players. Only one of them has been to the Super Bowl once. And he lost to that player we were just talking about, Aaron Durner. And he the one fucked it up on him.
But you only have a problem with the top part?
I don't have no problem with the bottom, period. Because I feel like Jay Daniels is that. I do believe that. Matthew Stafford, he's that veteran guy. He's where Aaron Rodgers was 5 years ago when we were still giving Aaron Rodgers props for being a great thrower of the ball, great decision maker. I still give Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl winning quarterback, that. CJ Stroud, basically where Jay Daniels was now, when we were speaking on CJ Stroud when we first got him into the league. Sophomore slump, but he lost 100 in his receivers. So that shit happens. Baker Mayfield, Justin Herbert. We talking about the rookie of the year. Great arm talent. He's just a great game manager. You don't have to put too much on him. Just don't make him be your number one guy. Just make him be a part of what you do. Baker Mayfield. We don't know. We always know what Shake and Bake does. Still keeps it going right there. I have no problem with that one. Jalen Hurts. Now, this is where your face is turning. Now, this is the reason why I don't have a problem with this. Bro, when are we going to stop the narrative that championship rings don't make you a better player? I know a bunch of players that win rings on teams because championships are team accomplishments. So because you get a team accomplishment, don't make you a better individual player. Now, Jalen Hurts is a great player, and I think he's, gives the Eagles a different dimension to their offense. But is he the lifeblood? Fuck no. Because just read a team off of 99, and I swear the 99 was two other guys. The line. You spoke of another guy from the defense, and we know who Saquon Barkley is. And you also spoke of A.J. Brown. So I think he's a great cog into that offense that brings in a different dimension that makes it work well, and why get so much accolade and praise for what he is. But is that list wrong based on basically being a pure decision-making quarterback, fitting the ball in, mid-level, deep ball, all of that? Nah. Did he have a great Super Bowl performance? Yes. One of the probably greatest Super Bowl performances in last 10 or 15 years. So we speaking up on who they did it to. Cool. You know what I mean? So, but am I putting him in front of either of the top four? So I'm not putting in front of. Only person I'll say that it's a kind of toss-up before him, it'll be maybe Baker Mayfield.
You just said that you don't have a problem with the bottom half.
I said that's the only person. I'll put him maybe in front of Baker Mayfield.
If he's number 10 and you don't have a problem with the bottom half, then you saying that there's at least 5 to 6 quarterbacks better than him that aren't. That's what my problem comes in.
So you think Jalen Daniels is? You think Jalen Hurts is better than Jalen Daniels?
How the fuck can you go on 1 year? I understand
how can he win in 1 year?
I understand that he got I understand that he got a high ceiling, but he only gave you 1 year. That was his rookie year.
Did he not take
Jalen Hurts?
Did he not go to the NC?
Can I finish?
NC? Okay.
I'm just saying though. You trying to give me some NCAA stuff?
No, I said no NFC championship, my guy.
1 year. And he only went because Detroit was busted up, bruh. If Detroit wasn't busted up, they weren't finna beat the Lions. Everybody know it was gonna be Philly in the Lions. You even said that.
Hey, like I said, great players. I'm just saying, great players change your mind.
I'm not saying he's not a great player.
That's what I'm saying.
But you agreeing with him being better, you're agreeing with a person that can't even get to the playoffs.
Who?
The Chargers quarterback. Like, Herbert is not better.
Remember, playoffs and championships are pure team accomplishments. We're talking about a quarterback.
He's not a better quarterback. You don't want to give Jalen Hurts his props.
No, you do know they were drafted together, right?
Okay, and he surpassed.
Who won the rookie of the year? Jalen Hurts and him. So I'm just saying about
who has played better over the time and who has digressed.
Jalen, I still believe Herbert has played better as a quarterback.
No, yeah.
Dude, so let me ask you this.
Okay, cool.
I'm just speaking with my opinion. So let me ask you a question. About him. So, do you think that, and this just being honest about it, and this ain't me trying to take nothing away from Jalen Hurts as a person or a player. I'm just being honest about what I see and I see. Just being honest with you, bro. Bro, I've got numbers. I just can't get the computer come on right now. I got numbers.
Yeah, all you gotta do is just pull them
So
up.
all I'm gonna say is this.
You got better numbers, especially when it count. Bro, see, the rest of them dudes just stat chasers.
Remember this. So let me just get it out.
They do really well in the regular season, but when push come to shove, where they at?
So let me ask you this. Do you think that Jalen Hurts right now, regardless of where he plays football at, he'll be a playoff quarterback?
He is a playoff quarterback.
So what was he doing? So let me ask you a question. With the Super Bowl year that Cam had that he lost, because I know they had a big issue about saying about Cam being better than him, which we know he is. Who you think had a better run, even though he lost? I'm just saying we got to think about what the type of players that we're saying. Neither one of the players that we're speaking about, either Jalen Daniels, we think about the two players. We're talking about two Heisman winning quarterbacks who are basically in the beginning already better. Bro, the reason why they say Cam ain't better than a lot of people saying Cam, if you say that Jalen Hurts is better than Cam Newton, you did not watch the 2015 season at all. You got to think about it. Cam went to the Super Bowl, and they ran a 2-receiver wide set, and his receivers was Ted Ginn Jr., Corey Brown, and the two tight ends was Ed Dixon and old-ass Greg Olsen. Now, in this same year, this man went first team All-Pro, Pro Bowl, NFL MVP, and hell, you ran against Peyton Manning in the fucking Denver Broncos defense. Okay, shit. Oh, cool. Same thing that happened to Patrick Mahomes when he ran against the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts. Like, I'm not taking away from Jalen Hurts at all, bro. He's a great player, bro. But I still cannot. If I don't say what I'm saying, that means I'm taking away the greatness of Saquon Barkley. Like, come on, the greatness of that defense that was built by the damn Howard Roseman. I'm taking away his greatness if I don't speak on them. I mean, I'm just gonna say Jalen Hurts was the reason, no, and we know the fuck he wouldn't. You could have put any of those quarterbacks right now. You put Cam Newton on that team with them, they win. Any of them quarterbacks win the Super Bowl with that. All you got to do is not fuck that up. Because you got a great running back, got a Heisman winning receiver, another great receiver right there, tight end, one of the greatest defense that's probably going to be together for their whole career because all of them played together in high school, college, and probably all knew each other. So and you got a great GM, so it's a mixture of a whole thing. That's why I say championships are team accomplishments. But if we're talking about solely about what he does, I can't put. I'm right there with it. I just think it's a good. I'm not taking nothing away from him because you're like, look, he had 55 touchdowns in his career. 33 was from a touch push. I remember at the time when we talking Cam Newton, it was get the ball to Cam for 4 times. He gonna get it in. No touch push needed. So, is he a great player? A great performance in the Super Bowl. Now, is he a great reason and one of the biggest reasons why they won a Super Bowl? Hell yeah. That game? Hell yeah. He played like a motherfucker for the Super Bowl. But am I gonna say that he's a top 5 quarterback? Man, you gotta be kidding. You got to be kidding. That's it, and it's just based on what we just looking at. He's never been first team All-Pro. He's never led his league in the passing. I think the highest he's ever been was 8th. When I looked it up, he averaged it out over the last one since he came in. He's averaged it like 20th in quarterback. You know what I mean? If you average out where he falls in rankings of quarterback rankings of statistics. When you talk about quarterbacks, so I don't know if I'm gonna tell him he's top 3 if he never finished top 10. That's the only thing. Even with 14-1, that was his most productive year. They didn't win because they needed that extra element. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I'm saying. Is he a great player? Sure. Is he what they're saying? Well, some people, I think a lot of people hold him up to be because of who they root for, and that's okay. I'm just gonna be honest. That just he's good though.
Well, I don't think Ryan Clark and a lot of the folk on ESPN are actually Eagles fans. They just calling it like they see it. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, you can say all these other quarterbacks have the gaudy numbers. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Jalen's offense consists of a balanced attack. It doesn't consist of him doing all the passing and all the running by himself where he's going to have the numbers where niggas going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to bet on him this weekend, and I know he going to consistently give me 350, 400-yard pass and this, this. I mean, he does what's asked. If we play a team and they can't stop the run, we're not going to put the ball in his hands and say, get your numbers, though. You understand? We're trying to actually win
the game.
That's where the difference comes in.
And that's what I'm agreeing with you on.
At the end of the day, when the playoffs comes, it's the same scenario. But when they do ask him to win the game, he does.
He won 1. Come on, bro. He only won the Super Bowl.
One, but he's been there 2 out of 3 or 4 years. Like, I mean, come on, bro. Like,
I'm agreeing with you.
He outplayed Patrick Mahomes both times. They did not lose the first Super Bowl because of him. Oh, you can look like that all you want. You can look the numbers
You
up,
can't
bro.
outplay somebody
Like,
you lose to
no,
at the end of the
if
day.
you go on the numbers, he has played everybody's favorite quarterback when they played him, and he has whooped their ass. When we went to Cincinnati this year and we whooped their ass, it wasn't because of Saquon. It's because of Jalen Hurts throwing the ball to Devontae Smith. You understand?
And also have the number 2 defense in the NFL.
No, we were number 1, but at the end of the we were number 1.
We were 2.
We started out number 2. But we ended up number 1 all year.
Yeah.
Bet some money.
I ain't got to.
Oh, okay.
I did the
You better not.
I did the research.
Better not. They weren't number 2. They were number 1 last year.
But yeah. So, and that goes back to my point. You're making my point.
No.
Because what you can't say is...
because you're being contradicted
How
because
am I
you're
being
saying it takes a team. We all know it takes a team. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you're telling me that you won because you're number 1 defense,
The problem
right?
come in because you want to knock a player because he has a complete team. That's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't knock a play. That ain't.
Yes, you did. Yes,
the
you
same
did.
thing I was
Yes,
telling
you
about
did.
why Jason Tatum don't win because they knock a team because of how good he is. But they talk to me like I'm a fool. But okay, let's get back to football. But what I was saying was
where the
this.
hell they come from?
It goes back to what I was saying and bases on to. I'm not knocking him because of the team that's around him.
Yes, you were.
I just can't give him all the credit because of the team around him. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not asking you to give him
You know
all
what I'm
the
saying?
credit, but you can give him the respect that respect is due. At the end of the day,
a great
he
player.
does not nut up in the big games like Josh Allen, like Lamar Jackson. Like a lot of the
I can't tell you
others.
Lamar Jackson.
No.
Because the boy just
When
dropped
you
the tight
get-
end, dropped the ball.
Well, he fumbled. He started it off.
But at the end of
They
the game,
started losing because he started the game off with a fumble.
but at the end of the game,
And see, that's the thing. That's why I am getting to the point now where I don't even like to talk about certain situations in sports with you. Because, see, you show favoritism, D.
How?
Because you don't want to give all the blame that Lamar's supposed to take.
I said he fumbled.
No, you say he fumbled, but you still don't want to give him the credit where it's due. When you are a 4-time or whatever time MVP and you are supposed to be all this and that, so much better than others.
Who you throwing the ball to?
You don't supposed to be making mistakes like that though, where you fumbling and throwing the ball behind Zay Flowers and folk like that when the opportunity.
Flowers, I don't think he didn't play, right?
I'm
Remember?
just saying when the opportunity presents itself.
And the opportunity
They've
presented.
been in the AFC Championship game how many times, D?
And how many times did he go before he got his?
Who?
That he went twice.
Who is he?
Well, Jalen
bro?
Hurts, he had to go a couple times,
No,
right?
no, no,
Lamar
no,
only
no,
went once.
No, Jalen Hurts ain't no good quarterback. We talking about a top 2, top 3 quarterback in the NBA, in the NFL, bro.
What he did was he after his fumble, what a great quarterback does, he gets his team back in position to alleviate that fumble.
Yeah.
Tight end drop the ball.
That's what a great quarterback do. When he
Tight end
and
drop the
his
ball.
team lose the
Okay.
Super Bowl, you help them get back there and make sure they win it.
Right, and that's
Same thing.
But that wasn't Jalen Hurts didn't do that because I swear to God, guess what happened, bro? You added Kevin Durant with goddamn Saquon Barkley. We gonna act like this 2,000-yard rushing motherfucker right now?
See, you don't want to give me credit. I said help. See, I ain't say he won it. I said help get
That's
his
the
team back to the Super Bowl.
So
You
think
being
about-
contradictory.
No, I'm not being
Yes,
honest.
you
So
are.
think about it. No, and I'm gonna give you an exact point. I'm gonna give you an exact point that's gonna tell you why I'm not treating it a certain way. I'm being honest about it. Look at the exact game we speaking of. Jalen Hurts got there with the help of a number 1, number 2 defense.
Yeah, everybody get that with help.
Hold on.
Everybody get that with help.
Two. Do you want to say top 5, top 10 receivers? You want to say it all that right there? Best offensive line in football. So he got the best offensive line in football, one of the best receiver cores in football, and the best defense in football. Okay, and the best running back in football. Okay, and he got to the Super Bowl. Okay, bet. Patrick Mahomes got a washed DeAndre Hopkins, a defense that wasn't nobody saying was all that. You got a running back. I ain't never said that.
You did. You
Patrick,
said
I can't
they
think of the
were
boy.
good defense.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you
so
did.
you can go back and pull it up. And please pull it up for me.
Please
and, because you'll know I never said that.
When we were
I always
talking
said that Patrick Mahomes got there, but I never.
Oh, you done started your
I
bullshit.
said that
I know you
Patrick
did.
Mahomes got there never because
know
of his
you did.
defense. I said Patrick Mahomes got there in spite of his defense because he only had a top defense one of those years when he won Super Bowl. Now, but he took a washed Kelsey. His best receiver was hurt. Defense wasn't really nothing.
They washed, but they still helped him get there, bro.
But
they still helped him
Patrick
get there.
Mahomes
They
was
was
not
good enough to help him get there.
No other quarterback takes that fucking roster no fucking where.
Well, you can say that about Joe Burrow in Cincinnati.
And
he had the worst offensive line in NFL history.
And guess what?
And they still went to the Super Bowl,
and what they did.
That's still a great feat.
Man, he took the worst defense in the NFL and won the Super Bowl.
Help him get there. That's all I said.
They don't help you get there in spite of them.
No. It's a team accomplishment, just like you said.
No, a team accomplishment. No, it's a team accomplishment. But if your player right now,
if your team win the Super Bowl, they supposed to be good on all assets of the ball.
But we know the only reason, if you watch competitive sports that are football we are speaking of, if you believe any other quarterback outside of Patrick Mahomes would have got that there, bro, stop. Stop. The only quarterback that done something like that was Cam Newton. I just told you when he took 2 mop buckets and a damn can of chitlins to the Super Bowl and won the MVP doing it. Come on, man. We got to be fair to the point of saying that you had think about what I just said, bro. You said you got the number one defense,
ain't fair.
The number one running back.
Ain't fair.
And a top 5 receiving core, but you going to tell me,
I bet you Kansas City had a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense when they were winning the Super Bowl.
They didn't. They only had a top 5 defense once.
But they had it, though. And I bet you their offense was top 5 once. But they had a good team. They were good enough to get to the Super Bowl. But guess what he showed, though? He showed no matter what lineup you give me, who you give me, whether if I got the fastest receiver or if I got the slowest, I can still get there with whatever I got. Jalen can't tell you that. And I can win it with whatever I got. Okay, dude.
And he did. That's the only thing I'm saying. He actually got there with less and won. I'm not, like I said again, Jalen Hurts, great player.
But he's also been there with a lot and won.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't just say
that's the essence of it.
That's my point though. But you only said what you wanted to be said.
No, I like saying that.
Yeah, I know, because you like playing with words.
And he can do it with more. Yeah. Don't matter what you give him.
But that was if you like it, you should have said
a 2015 or a 2026. Pat Mahomes gonna get you to the damn cut ball. Don't matter what it is. So that's why I put him above anybody else, and also say
I ain't got no problem with that. But you ain't fair. You ain't fair.
How am I not fair?
Next.
So you gonna tell me not fair if Jalen Hurts did something? Jalen Daniels did something that Jalen Hurts couldn't do. All the quarterbacks did.
But you still not being fair because at the end of the day, Jalen did something that all them other quarterbacks couldn't do.
What? We talking about Patrick Mahomes.
Win the big game.
He won it. He got one.
But you're not giving him no props. He's better than until them other cats are able to show up when it count. That's what you getting paid for. All of them are in the NFL, and all of them want, at least most of them, the goal is to win a Super Bowl, bro. You know what I'm saying?
The only player, nobody has a player just like you just said. Nobody has Jalen Carter on their team, bro.
You told me the only somebody you had a problem with was Baker Mayfield being in front of Jalen.
Because everybody else on that list can throw the ball better than Jalen Hurts.
That's bullshit.
That's all I'm saying. That's it. So jump off and just kind of keep it in the city, man. Have we watched our last Birmingham Stallions game, man? What you think? Now I'm hearing a couple of markets, I think, which is weird. I think I saw Boise, Idaho as a market. I think they're saying that they're going to get the Michigan team. I saw Ohio as a market, and a couple of more. I can't remember which other 2 cities it was. So I know there's a couple more cities. Now I did see the statement which I shared with you guys in reference to Mayor Wolfing coming out saying that it's nothing concrete or no decision has been made. But based on what I looked at, man, I think we fucked. Championships or not. So, but you know what I had to realize and look at one thing, man, that changed my mind about it. I don't think it's the price of the tickets, bro. You know what I think it is, bro? The fact that St. Louis was averaging 30,000 a little under 30,000 every week in reference to their attendance, right? So the thing is, what I feel like what was the problem in reference with that was they were in a fucking dome. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me. So if you in a dome, guess what you know every week? Weather good. It ain't gonna be hot. It ain't gonna be cold. It ain't gonna be whatever the elements got outside to get you from your car or whatever. And I'm pretty sure they got a deck where you ain't got to worry about walking to no car and no elements. You feel what I'm saying?
Not necessarily, because Michigan is in the dome. They play well. The Lions play. So I think it's more or less the league is trying to make as much money as they can without spending out as much money as they need to. I think that if they expand, it'll be better. But I think it's all about marketing. I think that each state that they are in is big enough to support each team. But like I say, I don't know. I mean, St. Louis is different, but you got to keep in mind Michigan has all the professional sports teams that they need and that everybody else has. They have enough college teams that you consider Power Fives that are, competitive and contenders. So, like, in their respect, I don't think they're studying it, because I think they think it's more or less like backyard football, especially compared to the real deal that they have. And it's just my opinion, but when it comes to like Alabama, the Birmingham Stallions, we're used to winning and it's all good. We are going to go see a game here and there. But in the spring in Alabama, it's hotter than most places. So if you tell us that you want us to have a 11 o'clock game
or a 2 o'clock game, or anything between 11 and 3,
anything between 11 and 4 for real, it's gonna be scorching hot, and you're really not gonna have too many people out there. Alabama's problem was scheduling of the game.
The Mother's Day game we had.
Yeah, you had a lot of games like
Sunday morning games at 11 o'clock and shit.
You got a lot of people that just got out the club that probably just got to sleep good about 5, 6 o'clock that morning.
You know folks in the South that go to church.
You want folk to go to 11 o'clock game. Yeah, you got a lot of people that go to church.
What I mean?
So, I mean, I'm just saying, marketing-wise, it's trash.
Yeah, you only saw it on Facebook.
And then, like I said, it's like,
or Instagram or X, whatever
when
you call it.
When it comes to Birmingham, I think we're yearning for a professional team. Like, we have so many, like, backwood, like, D-League teams. We have a D-League team for basketball when it comes to New Orleans. We have a D team when it comes to the White Sox, you know what I'm saying, in baseball. So it's like...
It's the king of the second string.
We the king of the third and the fourth string. But it's like when you look at Alabama, you look at Auburn, you look at A&M State, you look at Samford, you look at Troy. You know what I'm saying?
UAB.
Like, you got great and good.
Miles.
You don't have bad or terrible college programs when it comes to football.
Hell, we get a lot of folk that'll go to a damn Little League game.
Exactly.
You get 10,000 at a Little League game, fuck around and put it in the right place.
I think that we love football, but like I say, the marketing is terrible. We were one of the better teams when it came to attendance when the
weather kicked us out too, though, man. Because we had a couple. Because we had a couple games that it was rain threatened.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I think this season we had the most games that it had more threats of rain. Well, if it's raining other places in Birmingham, people will say I ain't going. It might not even be raining at the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the rain killed us. The early morning. Wasn't that Mother's Day game a Sunday game?
Yeah. It was a Sunday
so
game.
It was an 11 o'clock Sunday game. So having an 11 o'clock Sunday game was absolutely diabolical. You know what I mean? Having so many 2:30 games, knowing that it's 95 to 187 degrees to fuck outside in the shade. And also, I'm gonna just tell you straight up, people, them damn concessions in there, man, you better go take your 401k out before you go up in there, mug. I'll tell you that right now. And do you think them going cashless made a difference? You think that make a difference with people?
It made a difference.
It's a cashless environment.
Well, no, it don't make
But
a difference.
I think it's everywhere though, right?
Well, no. Well, yeah, it's everywhere.
Anybody been to a Bears game? You been to a Bears game?
Yeah.
These cashes over there too?
I didn't buy none.
You didn't buy none?
Well, when we went.
You been to one see murder?
We was on the Skybox when I did go, so we were.
So y'all didn't have to worry about that. You didn't have to worry about that.
So I can't tell you on that.
Yeah, I would wonder if the cashlessness made a difference, because or the parking could be a problem because it's not like it's a whole bunch of great parking. You're gonna have a couple places that you can get a parking down there in the district, but a lot of it gonna be in neighborhood parking on the side of the road. Maybe that made a difference, but I definitely think the marketing for it. Then I don't know, but I did check a couple of the markets. I do think we were on the more expensive side for the tickets, being that if you were spending for a family of four, you're looking to spend at least $150, $200 per game if you add in seats when in a snack or two. You know what I mean? So you're talking $200 a game, 5 games. We talking about $1,000 you looking to commit toward the football. You know what I mean? And is it worth that? But I think the biggest thing is that we're label whores. When I say label whores, we are there for the name. So if we know the name, we go to the game. We don't know who the fuck out there playing. When you out there, you're basically just cheering for the Stallions. A lot of people don't know them. A lot of people do. If you watch enough football, I know Deion Kane was the receiver there at Clemson when he was kicking Bama ass a couple years back over there with Deshaun Watson.
Well, yeah, that's what I was finna say.
If you watch enough football.
I mean, if you're a college football, if you're a fan
what I'm
of
saying?
football, you'll know.
You will know some of the players. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like Sal, I can't think of Sal, whatever Sal, damn, what's his name? Sal, damn, I can't think of his last name, but it had the long hair tight end for Memphis.
Oh, no.
He played at Auburn.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like we had Bo Scarborough out there a couple years. You know what I mean? So you'll know players if you watch enough football or paid enough to another football to know the names and stuff like that. Or if you follow recruiting, you will know some of them like that. But I think a lot of them, we label whores when it comes to that part. So if we don't know or have a jersey or know who you basically cheering for, especially with the quarterback thing, man, you got to think about it. We went from J-Mo, the Gooch, what was the last one name, Garcia, back to J-Mo. So you kind of going back and forth. And I think what's the name was Scooby. He was a big fan favorite, the one with the neck roll.
Scooby, right?
Yeah. So I think he was a big fan favorite and things like that. So I think that, it's a mixture of things. I think if the NFL put some money into it, kind of like their minor league, just like the G League in basketball, it'll definitely make a difference. You get the players that, was something or could have been something more or less in college or, may have got in trouble or whatever. Just get them a chance to get them back into it or, make a name for themselves. So I think that could be something if they were, cognizant enough to put something into it. But outside of that, I don't see why it shouldn't be big. You know what I mean? Especially, when there's no football around that time, why are you telling me that it's not big? You know what I mean? So that's my biggest thing. So we are almost here, ladies and gentlemen, because on Thursday, July 31st, it's back, y'all. Football is back being broadcasted on national television. So you will have the new look Detroit Lions against the Chargers. So, big question, man. Hall of Fame game usually just something to watch, just to say I got football on. A lot of it is little job applications for the second, third, and fourth string a lot of times. With the shortening of preseason and how abysmal the NFL looked over the last couple seasons in the first quarter of this season, do you believe we have more starters playing preseason snaps this season?
No, especially with all the injuries going on in OTAs. The Cowboys, I think today
They lost Jones for like
starting offensive guard just got a vertebrae in his neck, broke
for like 4-6 weeks.
No, the last I saw the report,
Season?
they said months.
Oh, months. That's what I mean.
Ain't no 4 to 6 weeks. They said months, as in it could be like the halfway point of the season, something like that.
Justin Jefferson just got a hamstring strain.
Well, he wasn't gonna play no way.
But I think that
Players
hamstring
like him. He's not going to play in a preseason game. It's going to
they
be.
still get a couple snaps in because you want to warm them bodies up. Because I think what's going on.
None of my starters going to play in the preseason.
Why not?
They didn't last year.
And don't you think that kind of led to a lot of teams starting slow?
It did, but it gave me a better shot at a great playoff run, because if somebody got dinged up, it was early in the season, and it was more or less some old knick-knack stuff. You feel what I'm saying? See, the thing about it is, teams are starting to utilize these scrimmages, whether they be in-house before actual preseason game. Mm-hmm. So this week here, the Chargers, they might not have did it this week. They probably did it last week. But the Chargers and the Lions probably had a joint practice where they were scrimmaging against each other, and it's ones against their ones. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, they're getting the best out of those times then with the starters, and then when the actual preseason game comes, that's when they put the second and the third string in there with the rookies. You know what I'm saying? Just to see. Because, you don't want to, we saw a lot of players that actually got injured in the preseason on a humbug and out for the season, or out half the season.
No, we didn't get much last season because, of course,
I ain't saying last season, but I'm just saying throughout time.
Right, but I still believe that they do need to play, because that's when you get the ticky-tack injuries that linger through the season, like the hamstrings and the ankles and the quads. That stuff lasts, and that's because of getting your body back in shape.
But you know what I mean? Though, I'm a firm believer, though, and like you say, I'm biased. I've been following the Eagles, and like they were saying how they got together as a team. It might not have been like every day of the week, but in the offseason, they got together as a team, and they worked out in their, position groups. You know what I'm saying? And today might have been lifting weights. The next day might have been running. You know what I'm saying? But, they did certain things.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams have little cliques and pieces that do work together like that. Especially quarterback and receiver.
I think the teams that are actually like trying to contend for a championship.
Well, Dallas works out every year, even though they don't contend for shit. So I think a lot of it.
But I ain't saying as in like, I'm saying in the off season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I ain't talking about like in a month or two before OTA.
No, I'm talking about this whole summer. Yeah, you know what I mean? What I'm saying is like, I feel like
Cowboys ain't doing it.
Now, on the offensive side, they started it because they had to get continuity with Dak and Pickens. So I think you get a lot of the actual off-season workouts that begin or be intensified during those times, trying to get the, cohesion, being able to work amongst each other and get everything together when you're putting new teams together, which with so much free agency moving around. So I definitely think they should play a little bit more, because, of course, we used to have 4 games, and it used to go like first game they play, I think, maybe a series or 2. Second game they play the first quarter. Third game they usually play the first half. Then the fourth game they usually play only the first series, and that's it. So now you're not even really getting much full blow with that, and so you're waiting until week 1 or week 2 to kind of put all that on your body. So I think they need to just kind of get everything going a little earlier, get yourself going, and I think that's what happened in the NBA from sitting down so much, even with all the Achilles. I think that's what's putting the Achilles back up, because they're not playing much But I think they also overtrain because I think basketball players, because it's an isolated position, that they do overtrain their legs and bodies during the summertime. So, and this after the AAU culture as well, because, they play 100 basketball games a year. So, the older guys didn't play much AAU, so they played a lot less body. They had lots less body miles before they got to the NBA. So I think that the kid now, because they play AAU ball from 5 years old all the way up to college damn year, you got way more miles on your body than a player back in the 80s because of the emergence of how much they play AAU ball. So, we'll see on that one. Now you see the Bengals finally signed Shamar Stewart. I think it's like an 18 point. He got like 18 million or something like that up front. Now, I definitely think that's a big deal, being that they're already having an issue with with Henderson, because he's basically saying that he's going to hold out. He's not going to play for that 1 year guaranteed money. So they were able to get some Stewart in, so they at least get somebody that could kind of, I guess, take the place of him for right now. But people have to know that the Cincinnati Bengals are the brokest, I don't want to say brokest, but have the least money of all NFL teams, all 32 teams, because they're one of the only teams that their owner is not a billionaire. He didn't become a billionaire and buy the team. The team was left to him by his father. So with that being the case, he was just dropped into it. So it's not another billion-dollar business that funds it, kind of like how you have, what's my guy in the Clippers, billionaire. I forgot which one. I can't think about which one he has. When you have a lot of them that got billion-dollar businesses outside of that, Jerry Jones with all the market share and all the stuff he got going on in Jerry world, and some of those other deep pocket tycoonish type of owners. So I think the Bengals definitely are going to have a struggle year on defense with not having their whole defense together and trying to kind of rely on a rookie in that piece. So, okay, did you see that Netflix bring out an SEC documentary? It's a docuseries called Any Given Sunday. Now, I didn't get a chance to actually see the No, this is another thing I want to talk about real quick. Have you seen the article about the college football player that was sending the text message to the quarterback? All right, so you got a college football player, Tajay Rael. I hope I'm saying the name right, probably not. Was caught sending Instagram DMs to the University of Texas San Antonio quarterback, who is the son of Josh McCown. His name is Owen McCown. He was texting him all of Memphis's defensive coverages and their signals before a game. Now, the only reason it kind of makes it has any significance was because he was just recently dismissed for the team. So Memphis was on a 7-1 run and was looking to win the AAC last season, which was their conference. Then they played the University of Texas San Antonio, and they pulled the upset. So that's fucked up, bro. I think that's the essence of a sore loser. Bro was mad because he got kicked out of the team. Now, they didn't say why he got kicked out the team per se, but bro, how you gonna text all of the shit to the folks during the game or right before the game because you got kicked out of the team? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's fucked up. So Tajay, whatever your name is, bro, you get the sucker of a day. But you saw Christian Wilkins, one more, so he got released by the Raiders, right? Did you hear why? All right, now the first report, they said he kept tickling one of the players on the feet and he wouldn't quit. But what I saw right before I got here, it was saying that he went up to kiss one of the players on their forehead and he didn't like it. And, I guess he went to ownership, I guess told him that he wouldn't, feeling comfortable or whatever. And they put it under, I guess the behavior detrimental to the team and cut it. That's crazy, bro. But they say he always been kind of like one of the cats that's been in the locker room wild and out acting crazy and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I guess kissing on the forehead and playing with your feet. Oh shit! It's definitely deplorable to be looked upon in a NFL locker room. So guys, keep your kisses in your fucking hands to yourself, guys. So, but as we say, it's so hard to say goodbye to another day. But as we always say, man, we thank you guys for pulling up with us up on this cutting game. And like we always say, man, like, share, subscribe, and cut them notifications this on so you know when we in there about to act up on something. But again, Thursday night, guys. And what game? What's that channel? Was it on ABC or something? CBS?
I want to say ABC. ABC now is affiliated.
Or Peacock or something like that.
Yeah, Peacock. It is Peacock.
Yeah.
It don't matter. I got that, the network.
Yeah, NBC and Peacock, exactly. So, yeah, NBC, Peacock, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. So, guys, tune in. It's about that time, man. We're almost there. We're getting closer to college football as well. We're almost close to the next championship run for my Auburn Tigers. So, if you're ready to see an Auburn Tiger SEC championship, give me a hell yeah. Hell yeah! Oh, thank you, people in the back. Thank you. Well, again, thank you for pulling up with us again, my brother. Like, click, share, subscribe. Got anything else, my boy?
No, sir.
Y'all be good.
Peace.
Allah.
Them boys, they cutting up.